Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's blog of Animation Bliss, and welcome to another International Cartoon Corner. Today's International Cartoon Corner we'll be talking about today is the Magic Pony. Now, this is not the actual case for the Magic Pony. The reason why I have this DVD set is because the Magic Pony is a part of this DVD series. This is just a DVD set that has all the classic fairy tale cartoons on here, and the Magic Pony happens to be a part of this collection. So I got this on DVD, but this is not what the real case actually looks like. I actually have the VHS tape, but I can't find the case, so I have to deal with this for now. But anyway, the Magic Pony was a Russian animated film that was made in 1970. In 1977, or at least the English version was made in 1977, and it was originally made in 1975 in Russia. And so this story was basically based off of the Russian folktale The Firebird. There's some versions where it's called The Humpback Horse, other versions is called The Firebird. This particular version was called The Magic Pony. So this is the version I do remember the most when I remember it from watching it in my childhood. So what is this film about? Well, this film starts off with a young man named Ivan who ends up capturing a pony who happens to be magico, and the pony decides it wants to become good friends with Ivan and starts helping Ivan out in whatever situation he happens to get involved in. And after that, the Ivan ends up finding the feather of a firebird, and when he shows it to the Tsar of Russia, the Tsar wanted to get the whole Firebird. He didn't just want the feather of the Firebird, he wanted to get the Firebird itself. And so he forces Ivan to get the Firebird from the forest, so wherever the Firebird is at, or else he would kill Ivan. So Ivan ends up going to the forest, and he ends up getting the Firebird's feather. Well, he ends up getting the Firebird itself, and he makes the Tsar so happy that the Tsar like promotes him to becoming the warrior trainer. And then after that, the evil advisor who was there before Ivan arrived, it turns out in this film that the evil advisor wanted to make sure that Ivan gets it ends up dying because he didn't like the fact that Ivan took his place as the king's favorite advisor and stuff like that. So now he convinces the Tsar of Russia that there's a beautiful maiden princess out in the sea, and he forces Ivan to go ahead and get the maiden for the king. And so after the king gets the maiden for himself, the maiden then tells the king, I don't want to marry you because you're too old. So if you do this or that for me, like if you jump in this big cauldron of hot water and hot oil and hot milk, I'll marry you because it's supposed to make you young. And that's pretty much what happens in most of the film. But I won't reveal the ending to you because I don't want to spoil this film for you for those of you who haven't seen this film before. Now, what are my thoughts about this little cartoon? Well, I grew up watching this cartoon. Like, I had this cartoon in my collection ever since I was 5 years old, and I've been watching it a lot ever since I was little. And so this cartoon has a lot of special memories for me. I think it was one of my most favorite. I think it was the only animated Russian film I've seen so far. Like I would like to see other Russian animated films, but the Magic Pony was like the only one I've ever seen that was animated in Russia. So I love how the animation was done in this film. It felt so fluid. The characters moved beautifully. I love the Russian landscape in the film. They made everything look so beautiful. And it made the characters really stand out in that environment. I thought everything in that film was so magical, and I really like the fairy tale and the folk tale theme of this tale. Well, of course, it is based off a folk tale, but I love the fairy tale atmosphere in this film, like with all the magic going on, and like Ivan and the Magic Pony going on so many adventures. And actually, in the English version I got, the Magic Pony is called Zip. I thought that was cute. Calling the Magic Pony Zip was pretty cute in itself. And I like the friendship shown between Ivan and Zip. It shows that Zip is willing to help out Ivan whenever he can, even though he was the one who told Ivan in the first place, don't take the Firebird's feather because if you do, you're gonna be asking for trouble. And Ivan did it anyway. That's how Ivan got in the situation in the first place. So I like the fact that Zip is like, that voice of reason. He's like, don't take the Firebird's feather because you'll be asking for trouble. And, he also seems to know, what to do with the situation that Ivan's in. He knew how to get to the Firebird. He knew how to get to the Maiden Prince, and he knew a lot of things that was able to help out Ivan throughout his journey. I also like the fact that the Czar was played by Jim Backus. Like I knew Jim Backus from the Mr. Magoo cartoons, and I thought it fit very well with the king's personality in this story. I thought the king was a bit foolish, and I think Jim Backus really brought out the foolishness of the king through his voice acting in this film, and I thought it was very well done. And I think they picked the right person to do the voice of the king in this film, Jim Backus. So, sometimes I felt like when I'm listening to this the king's voice, I think of Mr. Magoo as the king of Russia. So, that was like very interesting. I think Jim Backus did a very good job voicing the king. And I really like the story. I've always loved fairy tales and folk tales in general, and this is a fantastic fairy tale folk tale movie. And I really love the Russian setting of this film, and I love the magical elements that happens in this film because it makes the film really stand out. Now, if there was some flaws with this movie, is the way the characters' mouths move to certain words. Now, I got the English speaking version, and of course, with the many foreign made films, sometimes if you don't match the characters, like sometimes the character's dialogue is changed when you like translate it to another country. Like if a film like was say like was translated from French, and then it ends up with the characters are like the characters' mouths are like moving to words that are not even there. It can be a little distracting, and that's kind of what happened in this film. Is that because this film was originally made in Russia, when they did the English translation for this film, it did felt like the characters' mouths weren't really moving to the English speaking words. It was like blah 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 blah, and then like the characters would be like, "Hey Zip," and then the mouse go like, "Nah, nah, nah." So yeah, sometimes that was a bit distracting for me. I understand that's what happens a lot with foreign made films in general. When you're trying to translate it to English, sometimes that can happen with the characters' mouths, especially with animated films, and that was a little distracting. But at the same time, it didn't really made me hate the film or anything. It just made the film even more, unique in a sense. But yeah, at times it did distract me a bit where the characters' mouths didn't exactly move to the words as they should have. So, what I thought about the Magic Pony, I definitely recommend this film. I think, if you want to watch a good Russian cartoon, the Magic Pony is definitely one of the better film known films I've seen. I think it's like the only Russian animated film I've seen so far, but I would like to see more in the near future. But I would definitely check out The Magic Pony. If you haven't, you have to check this film out. It's fantastic. The animation is beautiful. The character voices were very well done, and I think it's definitely a film worth watching if you're a huge fan of foreign made films in general. Well, that's it for my International Cartoon Corner, and be sure to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up, and also like our Facebook page. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Ravity's Blog of Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.